What's up, everybody? It's Chris Beans.
And hey, it's Jim Nemeth from Radical.
And we are here at the Brunswick Trade Show at Brandon Crossroads Bowl.
That's right.
And we're going to get into a whole bunch of stuff. So why don't we take a walk in and see who's here?
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Christmas.
Jimmy Nemeth. So what's going to go down today?
So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the new Brunswick products, as well as showcase them out on the lanes by doing live demos. So a lot more things to come, so stay tuned, fans.
Alrighty. You heard it here first. Live demos later. What? What do we have here? Woo, that looks good. Lots of equipment. All new stuff. Bet you guys want some of this. I know I do. What's up, everybody? I'm with somebody who needs no introduction, PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch. Jason, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So this is my first trade show, and now something has happened that's never happened before. There are 7 brands under Brunswick, which includes Ebonite, near and dear to your heart.
Yep.
How do you feel the direction is going, and what do you think is happening right now with this direction?
I feel good about it. I was a little concerned about it early on. I didn't want to go to a company that was going to have 7 brands but have the same ball motion in all of them.
Okay.
Just, that's not going to work for someone that's bowling full-time and trying to earn a living. So I had a long discussion with the guys there, with Bugsy Kelly, Kevin Tabron,
okay,
Tyler Armour, and just said, hey guys, I'm really uncomfortable at this point. I need to know, are we going to have different ball motion? Promise was, you'll see no overlap on the balls. I've thrown about 30 or 40 different bowling balls from all the brands now. There is no overlap. I don't see anything that's on top of each other. Different ball motions. Brunswick rolls like Brunswick. Radical bowl, rolls like Radical. Track rolls like Track. With the hiring of Randy Tightloft and some guys from the Hopkinsville plant.
That's huge.
It'll keep it separated to where there's going to have the same ball motions. I think the general public's going to absolutely love the product like they have in the past.
Fantastic. So let's talk about Ebonite. We have the Allure and the Omni. What do you think about these so far?
The Allure reminds me a little bit of the Rodman Pearl, and we had a great deal of success with that ball in the Hammer brand. It's kind of a similar ball motion to that, a little earlier, but a little more continuous down lane. The Omni reminds me of the V2 Game Breaker kind of ball motion, which everybody loves. It's been in the catalog a decade at least. So I think everybody's going to really look forward to these bowling balls. They've done well at these seminars and trade shows that we've done so far. So I'm really looking forward to throwing them.
What's up, everybody? I'm with Kevin Tabron, Product Specialist for Brunswick. Kevin, thank you for joining me.
What's up, man?
I'm just chilling, man. So we just went over a lot of information. We're not going to obviously cover the proprietary stuff, but the stuff we can talk about. There are now 7 brands under Brunswick. Never happened before. How do you feel about the way the company's heading and the direction everything is going?
I think it's fantastic. I think that our goal is to, it's a lot of the preservation of some awesome brands and some amazing brands between, Hammer, Track, Columbia, all those brands. We want to take care of those and, try to help build them up into, something really spectacular.
Okay.
Those brands were fantastic to begin with. So we just want to kind of take care of them and just continue to build on what was already really, really good.
Let's talk about Radical. That's really the hot topic right now in the industry. A lot of growth. What is the deal with this Results Ball?
Results Ball is kind of cool. For those of you that are fans of Mo or know Mo, you know how he feels about some of the changes coming up for USBC and how we're not going to have weight holes anymore. So the results, so the results is kind of that's a little bit of a clap back, I think.
Okay.
In saying that, all right, if you don't want weight holes, guess what? I'm going to come up with a core that's going to mimic the idea of still having a weight hole without having to put one in.
Okay.
and still get the ball to do some really cool things on the back end of the lane.
And it is really cool. That ball moves sideways.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. I think that if you guys are watching the Pro Tour right now, and I know Dom and some of the guys are using it out there a little bit. Dom was curving the entire lane, with it, and I know that's something that he put in his bag at the World Series of Bowling right now. And
now you brought up the magic word, the PBA Pros. It's my understanding the PBA Pros have provided you guys some feedback about using different brands. What's the deal with that?
It was super cool. So all the guys on tour, basically went through a period to where all the EBI guys, that stayed on with us, they went through a period where they didn't have a whole lot of the EBI product. So they had no choice but to throw the Brunswick stuff. And it was a pretty cool experience, because when they came back and they told us some of the differences and some of the things that were out there were a lot of them that said, there's a lot of balls that are really similar.
Right.
We actually got a lot of feedback that a lot of our stuff was actually a little bit quicker down lane.
Wow, really?
Right. So that kind of starts to dispel the misnomer that all the Brunswick balls just hook early and die, right?
And I think Mika Koivu-Niemi had said that melee jab SC was one of the best balls he ever threw.
Yeah.
That's huge coming from a guy like that.
Yeah. Disclaimer: we got to do something with that ball. That ball is pretty special. I would look to see us do a lot of things with that cover and core combination.
Yeah, you should never get rid of it.
Down the road.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Melee jab has always been special to my heart.
Yeah.
The uppercut looks really good right now.
Yeah.
I know that's not one of the balls out here, but just more proof that a lot of good stuff is coming out of your camp.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, I know you're really busy. Thank you for spending a lot of time with me.
Absolutely, man.
What's up, everybody? I'm with Radical Staffer Jimmy Nemeth. Jimmy, thank you for joining me.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
So right now, we just got out of the seminar. We're in the ball demo. Radical is on the lanes, and that is the hot topic right now, because it's my understanding it's one of the fastest growing brands in the industry.
Absolutely. And in fact, I think since 2017, we're talking like 67%, which is totally unheard of. And then when you think about it, right now, our Radical Fans group, which is actually inside Facebook, we're actually sitting at 11,000 people.
Wow. So for those of you who don't know, Radical Bowling Fans is the OG group for Radical. It's my understanding you started this.
I was actually number 4 in the thing, but yeah, we've been since day one.
And you're the admin.
Yep.
So this is a place where you can go to if you want to know more about Radical information or if you need a layout. It's my understanding Phil and Mo are very active on that.
Absolutely. In fact, I just looked at the stats for the last 28 days. Mo's replied literally 548 times. So,
and there was an interesting stat that they talked in there that last year on Facebook, Mo laid out 4,000 balls?
4,000 balls.
Wow, that's a lot of time on Facebook. So not only is the owner of the company there, the core designer's there, very accessible. That's huge.
Yeah, it's all about customer service. I mean, that's the best way to do it is if you want to know something about Radical, that's the place to go, because we'll be more than happy to kind of do whatever we can to make sure that you guys feel good about your purchase.
So, let's talk about the results. That's the hot ball right now. What is the deal with that ball?
Well, I'm sure you saw it go down lane today.
Yeah, I did. It went sideways.
That ball went sideways, and which is really weird because when you have an intermediate diff that starts at what, 2.7?
0.027.
0.027, and then the minute you drill it, it just increases and goes up from there. It's unfathomable. And so literally when you see it go down the lane today on the demo, everyone was taking big giant leaps left just to make sure they had enough on the angularity.
On the fresh. For a pearl. Normally what you would do with a solid. Now that ball has textured pearl, which is kind of like your particle pearl. I think Mo calls it fuzzy pearl.
Absolutely.
And then it's got dynamic core. What is that doing for people?
Well, it's actually increasing the carry percentage.
Okay.
And the other really interesting thing, especially you talked about Mo, kind of like that fuzzy pearl. Mo actually kind of has a special affinity for it in his heart with this core.
Okay.
He's actually said it's in his top 5.
Top 5.
Now,
top 5 of what?
Top 5 of his cores he's ever designed. So
okay.
if you think about that for a minute, we're talking the Sumo core, 3D offset,
legendary cores of all time.
Legendary cores of all time. Mo's got that in his top 5.
Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and of course we would not be complete without mentioning that any of the balls that you are interested in, if you want to know more about them, you can go look at them at www.bowlersmart.com.
Absolutely, and as always, free shipping on any purchase.
Alrighty, Jimmy, thank you for spending some time with me.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, I am joined by Brunswick Regional Staffer Xavier Pullara. Xavier, thank you for joining me.
Pleasure, Chris.
So we just got done with the ball seminar. We're doing the ball demo now. What do you think about the 7 brands and how they're coming under Brunswick?
Chris, it's obviously going to revolutionize the industry. We're one company, but we have 7 different ball motions, 7 different combinations of cores and covers to accommodate more bowlers.
Okay.
It's all about the consumer
And there's been some talk about hashtags recently, obviously hashtag Brands of Brunswick, but there's another one that's interesting, YOTC. What does that stand for?
It stands for Year of the Crown. It was something I made up back in January. I really believe that with this acquisition and the technology that we are providing customers nowadays, this is going to be the year of the crown. And of course, for those of you that haven't been around a long time like me, the crown was the symbol of Brunswick Bowling. There's a few people older than me still.
Okay.
The crown was the symbol of Brunswick Bowling. The crown right there was the original symbol to represent Brunswick Bowling.
Okay.
So this 2020, I believe, will be the year of the crown.
Now we're heading towards the Bowl Expo. What do you see on the horizon is the future for these 7 brands?
Chris, we had the seminar before the demo, and they were real tight-lipped about that. I got a feeling it's going to be something, a mega store for bowlers when the Bowl Expo comes around early July this year.
Okay. I know you're really busy working the demo. Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure, man.